Hi there everybody, and welcome back to part 2 of our Breakout tutorial. The last object that we need to create is going to be the most complex in the program so far, and that is the ball object. So to start with, we'll create a new object and call it obj_ball. Assign it the ball sprite. Now the first thing we need to do is add a create event. We're going to add the following code to it. Go equals false. This is the control variable that will permit the player to fire the ball off at the start of the game. Next, we need to add a step event. And we're going to add the following code. If go equals false, squiggly bracket, x equals object bat dot x semicolon end squiggly bracket, else squiggly bracket, if y is greater than room underscore height, enter tab, start new bracket, then room underscore restart, empty brackets, colon, semicolon, enter. Oops, sorry, I forgot to put that down the next row. That's better, keeping with our protocol. There you go. Double check that you've got your code right and that you have spelt everything correctly. This code checks the control variable, and if it's false it'll make the ball follow the instance of the bat. So if it's false it'll stick with the bat. If it's true then the ball will basically bounce off it. And of course if it goes outside of the room height, the room will restart. And we'll OK that. The last event we need to add is a collision event. And we're going to add the collision with the wall. We're going to drag a code event into this and type in move underscore bounce all true. This tells the ball to bounce off the wall when it enters into a collision, and we've set the bouncing to be precise to try and make it as realistic as possible. The next collision is going to be with the brick instance. And add the following code. Move underscore bounce all bracket true bracket semicolon enter with bracket other bracket instance destroy, which if you scroll down in here you should find empty brackets semicolon. Okay, so as before the ball will bounce off the brick, but now we're using the with function to tell GameMaker to destroy the brick instance in the collision. How? With the special keyword other. In a collision event, this keyword will always point to the other instance in the collision. So using the with other, you're saying run this code in the other instance that the ball is colliding with. This is really useful and is actually used in loads and loads of different situations. The last collision we're going to add was with the bat. And we're going to give it the following code. Move, bounce all, true, semicolon, enter, variable of var, dir, colon, dir direction equals point direction bracket other dot x comma other dot y comma x comma y bracket semicolon enter. Motion underscore add direction comma 5 bracket semicolon speed equals 5 semicolon. So the bouncing code is the same, but what about the following lines? Well, in Breakout, the position where the ball hits the bat will also affect the direction of the bounce. So first we calculate the bounce as normal, and then we get the angle formed by the x and y position of the bat. The other instance in this collision, hence the other x and other y coordinates, and the ball instance itself. This angle is then used by the motion add function to modify the direction of the ball. Finally, we set the speed to 5 again. And yeah, now we're almost ready to test our game, but of course we need to create a room to play it in. Save before you do that. So we need to create our room, and I'm going to call mine room 1. Settings, room, actually I think I might call it room main. As you can see, the size is what we've used before, 640 by 480, but if you want to change the size of your room, that's where you can do it. The speed for this game would be better set at 60. This will give a smoother gameplay experience and shouldn't lag, as the game is not complex. However, sort of for larger and more intense games, you might want to wish to keep it at 30. Right, now we can add some objects into the room. I'm just using my scroll button on my mouse to zoom in and out, and you can also click and hold the middle button to pan around. Click on the Objects tab, and then we want to select the wall object first of all. Now what you can do is you can place lots of these all around the room, like so. But we're going to make the use of the room editor's ability to change an instance's property to stretch the wall instance. So we're only actually going to have 3 of them. It's actually quite important to keep the instance count down in your rooms, and it means that they'll be faster and more optimized. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to delete those extras that I've got, and starting with this one, I'm going to zoom in. So when you've got your wall in the top left of the room, right click on it and go to Instance Properties. What we want to do is scale Y by 30. If your room is 480 pixels high, then the scale is 30. As we go OK, you'll notice now that it's stretched out, and I'm just going to position it correctly. Then what you can do is right click on that and copy selection, then right click again and paste selection. Now we're just going to drag that one over onto the other side. And lastly, we need to create the top section, so I'll just place another instance there and right click on it again and go to instance properties. And for this one, I'm going to change the scale X to 45. And if we go OK and scroll out, pan across, we can move it into position. Oh, it's probably a little bit long, as you can see. So if you just experiment, instance properties, maybe 40. Maybe 41. Yeah, that looks pretty good. The next step after we've got the walls in place is to go about adding some bricks. I think I might start adding them about there. And we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at the top. And we want it 5 high. Next, we need to add the bat, which we'll place in the centre at the bottom. So centred there. And lastly, we need to add the ball. Brilliant. Now we need to give that the big green tick and save it. And we're going to test it out by playing it. Cross your fingers, let's hope it works. So remember, we're using space to get the ball started, and then the left and right arrows to get it to move. Fantastic, it's looking great. As you can see, all of my bricks are random colours, randomly generated. I'm really happy with that so far. I hope yours is working too, guys. Well done. Exit. And I'll see you at the next